Every drop of water on this planet came from the stars. This planet was never alone. It was under surveillance from the very beginning.
The official explanation was a training exercise, but classified leaks told a very different story.
Point Nemo, the most remote place on Earth, where we send dead machines to disappear.
But this time, something down there was not dead. It had been waiting for centuries.
Sonar detected a signal. Not a whale, not a submarine. A frequency below 10 hertz. Scientists called it the call. Powerful enough to crack reinforced nuclear steel. Governments told us to fear the sky, keeping our eyes focused on the ATLASThe asteroid. But what terrified them was the truth. The asteroid was never the threat.
It was only the key. And the lock is buried in our ocean. And it just opened.
Thermal monitors are screaming. The trench spiked 40 degrees in an instant, as if the ocean itself ignited beneath our feet.
This is not volcanic behavior. Volcanoes do not relocate. This heat source is moving north at 80 knots with deliberate intent.
At the exact instant the anomaly spiked, 3i-ish ATLASThe fired controlled bursts. No longer drifting, it corrects its course with... We are witnessing a handshake, an encrypted torrent of energy knitting orbital space to the abyss, exchanging power and information.
At the stroke of midnight, countdown.
Watch the shoreline. The sea pulls back like a breath held too long, revealing wreckage and shapes the world was never meant to see. The ocean's chorus fell silent. Whales stopped singing. Reefs went quiet.
They fled because something larger returned Fefin. An apex presence moved beneath the waves.
Radar repeats an impossible reading. A red blot the size of a city is rising through the column with terrifying momentum and mass.
It breaches the surface in 10 minutes. Brace yourselves.
The surface did not merely crack, it vaporized. A blinding wall of steam surged outward. From that choking mist, gravity began to betray us. Billions of tons of seawater lifted slowly.
What emerged from the void was no vessel net. It was a monolith.
Last, there was the silence, no. Not the peaceful quiet of deep space, but the sky turned an impossible emerald. Auroras burned above the Pacific where none should be, painting the night with alien color.
It sent a pulse, an electromagnetic tsunami that swept like a blue corona, frying every circuit. In the sudden darkness, the spire began to write itself in fire, glyphs unknown to science.
It did not attack. It ignored us entirely and aimed a single, focused beam straight up at 3i/.
The asteroid answered with a violent shudder. Its rocky shell split open like an egg, revealing a cold.
We hoped it was a visitor. We were wrong. It was a...
On October 3rd at 2 a.m., the world changed forever, while everyone was asleep.
Spy satellites detected a full U.S. Navy fleet moving in a formation unseen since the Cold War. The official story called it a training exercise, but classified data showed one destination.
The most remote place on Earth, where even space stations are sent to die.
But this time, something down there was not dead. It had been waiting.
Sonar detected a signal. Not a whale. Not a submarine. The frequency was below 10 hertz, powerful enough to break steel.
Governments told us to fear the sky and watch the approaching asteroid.
But the truth they feared was far worse. The asteroid was only the key. The lock was never in the sky. It was here, in our ocean, and it just opened.
A red crystallization wave races supersonic, flash freezing the Pacific into a vast alien landscape.
The world's top naval fleet now stands frozen, metal statues trapped forever in crimson ice. Below the surface, life becomes crystal. Plankton to whales turning into glowing, beautiful sculptures instantly. The primary entity reached the coast, a mountain of geometric light towering over our tallest skyscrapers. Look up. Earth's sky is replaced by ionized nebula dust, auroras, and violent cosmic storms above.
Stars are not moving. They are being dragged. Space itself warping relentlessly toward the portal.
3I/ATLASThe pulses like a dying star, beaming exotic energy down to the surface unit below.
The tear rips wider. Inside, we see another universe, alien galaxies spilling color and impossible geometry. A new frequency shreds glass worldwide, the vibration resonating painfully inside every human skull.
From low Earth orbit, the scale is undeniable.
Global antennas hummed as the ancient grid reactivated. Cities flared up like living nodes in a planetary circuit. Flocks became carriers of luminous spores, stitching an aerial lattice of alien biology across entire continents. Photosynthesis inverted. Forests exhaled glittering particles that altered atmosphere chemistry within minutes. City clocks stuttered and raced. The flow of time hiccuped district by district, minutes vanishing like breath. Tectonic plates subtly sheared. The map redrew itself as coastlines snapped into unfamiliar new positions overnight. Satellites went dark, then flared as beacons, transmitting crystalline coordinates into the forming hive above. Children in red zones began humming identical sequences, their eyes reflecting the same alien schematics. Ocean currents reversed, and new landforms pushed up as basalt fused with crystal into newborn continents. Voices warped into harmonic tones. Human language dissolved into resonances the spire seemed to understand.
The final shell peeled. Earth cracked open like an egg.
Satellite feeds confirm the crust is splitting. Africa and South America are pulling apart at 5 miles per hour. The fleet are not invaders, but miners. Colossal drills are piercing the crust and digging toward the core.
Gravity flipped in the northern hemisphere. Skyscrapers are ripped from foundations and tumbling up into the sky.
3I/ATLASThe shed its rocky shell. A Dyson fragment now harvests stellar plasma like an ancient machine god. The red crystal completed its circuit, and the ocean is now a planetary neural network. A global countdown is broadcasting visually. The singularity timer shows exactly 24 hours remaining. This was never contact, it is an eviction, as entire city blocks are lifted into alien motherships. Deep underground, ancient human defense systems are powering up for the first time in millennia. A second fleet has arrived, heavily armed hunters warping in, locking weapons directly onto Earth. If you enjoyed this incredible journey, make sure to hit like and subscribe right now so you don't miss what happens next in the story.